Peace, peace, people. Welcome to We Are Our Ancestors, Jemima's World, the Jelly Boosters Cafe. I am your hostess, Jemima. As always, it's good to be black in the land of the living once again. It's a Friday evening, and I hadn't planned on coming on tonight, but I ran across something and I wanted to just speak on it briefly before it gets out of my head because things have a way of doing that, getting out of my head. All right. So the picture that you see there on the front is of Shaheen Bolson. He is a Muslim scholar that I respect. Um, I've seen some of his videos where he talks about America and different things going on in the political realm. He seems to have a niche for African American culture, and he speaks on it heavily. I'm not sure why he's taken such a shine to us, but he does. But again, I respect him as a scholar. He does say some things that are worth listening to. But I heard an audio clip, a video clip of him talking about African Americans and that we weren't African Americans, but we were just Americans. And when I say we, I'm not including him because he is not an African American. But in the audio clip or the video clip, he talks about how we as Black Americans or as African Americans are more American than any other uh, people, and that the reason is that we are unique, which I think we are, but the reason that is because we don't know where we come from. We don't have any identity attached to Africa. That we are, you know, I guess the foundational Americans or foundational Black Americans, if you will. We are the indigenous people of America. And I'll say again, as I've said before, there are no indigenous people from America. Everybody, including the first people, came from somewhere else. So they're not anyone who was birthed uh, from the soil of this land. But he also said some other things I found interesting. He was saying that we don't know our heritage, we don't know our culture, we don't know our language, we don't know where in Africa we came from, we don't know what our religion was before colonization, before we came here. We don't know. Everything that we know is America, and that's it. And with that, I totally disagree with. Um, we do know who we are. We do know where we came from. We do know our culture. We do know our identity. We do know our languages. We do know our religion. Everything that we have done in this country up until the point of freedom was partly because of our African culture. We brought everything with us from Africa here. We brought our languages here and created new languages. We fused the African language with American language or the English language to create new languages, but still very much African. Our African healers came here. We had to get to know the herbs that grew here as opposed to growing in Africa, but we still understood that we could use those herbs to heal. You don't think that the oppressors and the colonizers would have taught us how to do that? That's something that we had to have learned before we got here. As far as our religion, we definitely brought our gods and our religion with us, and we hid it beneath Christianity. We hid it beneath Catholicism. We brought voodoo. We brought hoodoo. We brought Ifa. We brought Santeria and Leukemia to the islands. So those are African-based religions. So, sir, we do know who we are. We do know where we came from. And by it being the 21st century, there's definitely all kinds of ways. One of them being taking the African ancestry test to find out exactly where in Africa you or your lineage goes. I've done my test for my mother's side and my father's side. And so I'm proud to say that I am a descendant of Guinea-Bissau of the Balanta Nation, and a descendant of Mali, Africa, in the Imohag Nation. So I do know, and I'm not the only one. Even before African ancestry, before the 21st century, there were stories being told that were passed down uh, through generations and generations of where we came from. Uh, if you look at our names and some of the names of our ancestors on this soil, their names are African. And those were names that were given to us because we remembered the African in us. The Black church in this country is the most African, the authentic Black church, not the stuff that we have now, but the authentic, original Black church was the most African thing that you could have in this nation. There are no djembes or drums in white churches. You don't have white praise dancers with the white makeup on their face, praise dancing in white churches. You don't have missionaries and ushers dressed in white in white churches. That's in Black churches, and that all stems from Africa. White churches don't have the ring shout. That's something that we have in Black churches that we got from Africa. The Gullah Geechee people, still very, very authentically African. You have African towns, African townships. So, sir, no, no. In the words of the woman on Get Out, no. No, we do know who we are. We do know our heritage. We do know our culture. We know our language. We know our gods. We know all of this, sir. We are not distinctly just American. I don't know where this come from, where people who are not Black, who are not descendants of Africa, want to keep separating us from Africa. All I can think of is that Africa must be so powerful that they don't want us to know the power that we have, to keep wanting to disassociate us from our heritage. In audio or video, if you can find it, it's I forgot the title of it, but you can find it if you look up Shaheen Bolson. Again, I respect a lot of things that he says, but this, sir, no, sir, you are wrong. You are very wrong. African Americans, we do know. And for those of us who don't know, the only reason that we don't know or they don't know is because they don't want to know. You can tell the most colonized, westernized, religionized African American in this country that they practice any of those religions or spiritual systems of Africa, that they practice them every Sunday or every day, and they will tell you no, that this is not what they practice, this is not what their ancestors practiced, because they have been told by so many people that Africa is a dark place, and not because of the melanin, but because they've been told that it's evil, that they don't know God, that they don't know this, they don't know that. But no, we are American born Africans. Even from our hairstyles and the type of jewelry that we wear cowrie shells. You ask a white person what those are, and they'll tell you they're puka shells. You ask a Black person, some Black people may just say they're just shells, but those who know. And the way that the cowrie shells got here is through the transatlantic Ma'afa. Our hairstyles, our kinky hair, our braids, our locks is distinctly African. African girls were putting rice in their braids. That they were braiding in Africa and coming here. It's distinctly African. Foods that we eat here, that we brought here: watermelon, okra, what else? Yams, the goober peanuts, jollof rice. All of that we brought with us. So, sir, please don't tell us that we don't know who we are, that we don't know what our heritage is, that we don't know what our culture is, that we are have forgotten Africa. No, we have not. We have not. We live Africa every day, whether we acknowledge it or not. So that's it. That's the video, the audio, or whatever it is you want to call it, the episode for tonight. So you know the drill. Love yourself, love each other, give each other some grace, give yourself some grace. We are our ancestors. We are our ancestors here in the diaspora, and we are our ancestors from Africa, no matter where you came from. And for the record, sir, those countries in Africa didn't become countries until after the scramble for Africa, when they carved Africa up. Prior to that, yes, our ancestors would say what nation, what family they were from. But again, with DNA testing, I can proudly say I'm Balanta. I'm Imoha. Honor your ancestors. They will honor you. Until next time. Peace, family.